advice do you have for entrepreneur moms that are homeschooling that find themselves kind of getting caught up in that, well, this is what this other person is doing, or, well, this is what she did, and I want to, replicate that. But how do we make it our own and have that ownership versus just comparing all the time?
Well, I think as entrepreneurs, we're hardwired to be unique and not want to be like everybody else. But then sometimes we take that and we flip it and we don't necessarily project that onto our children. We're like, we want to be different, but we want you to make sure you look like everybody else. So because we think it's we think it's a reflection of our success.
Yes.
As a mom or as a parent going, if our kids are successful, that means we're successful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the reality is that's not true. Like, it's not accurate. Just like as our clients, our client's success, yeah, we may have something to do with it, but ultimately it's our client who has to take that extra step.
Right.
Same thing with our kids. And so I would just encourage any mom, if you have a business and you're thinking about homeschooling, or you homeschool and you're thinking about having a business, one, put your blinders on. Like, you have to, seriously, when you're choosing to have both of these worlds, I always warn my moms in the homeschool CEO community, be careful, like looking at Pinterest and looking at Instagram and seeing these snippets of people that are only half in your world. They only homeschool, or even my moms that work outside of the home. We have a lot of women that work full time and then still homeschool as well.
Right. Yeah.
And when we're trying to emulate this life of somebody else who is only doing half of what we're doing, they're either just homeschooling or they're just running the business and not the other side, our lives are going to look really different. So one, put your blinders on and not compare like that. And then two, realize that you can hire help in every area of your life. We put that Superman cape on and we can take it off. Nobody is here telling us you have to do all the cooking, all the cleaning, all the chauffeuring, you have to do all the teaching. You can outsource and delegate so many things. And it's that's okay. Yeah. And your children will be better for it. It's all okay.
That's very true. Yeah. So how has that looked like in your life through the seasons of your homeschool? I'm assuming it has changed over the years and just the needs of your family, your business. So do you have some scenarios to share with us as to how that has looked?
Yeah. So when my kids were little, what I did was I hired a mother's helper to come in and help. It was another homeschool high schooler that lived a couple miles down the road. She came in and she would help either watch the little ones while I homeschooled the older ones, or we flipped, and I had her do like simple things like crafts so that I could work out in the business, things like that. Super affordable. Yeah. We've also used elderly neighbors to teach things like quilting and gardening. We live near a rancher. And he taught our oldest, like, how to butcher an animal and process the meat, like all of those things, right? So I would outsource a lot of different things and pull in different teachers. And they didn't, we had apps and we had things, not as many as everybody has now. Back then, we were way more limited. But we found people that could feed into our children's lives. So we did that. Same thing with the business, where I've had to hire different things. Housekeeper, big plus in my, I highly recommend everybody at least gets a housekeeper. If you can afford it, highly recommend it every couple of weeks or even once a month. Makes all the difference in the world.